his last 40 speeches, he got on something African. He got on Akbadas.
True.
He got an Akbada on that video. The white woman is a bitch.
Right.
Look in the camera and say that because she is.
Right.
Cold Akbada. I'm like, dang, where can I get that? Who made that for him? Because he was a tailor-made dude too. You could tell he had his clothes. Whatever he wore, it still was going to be tailor-made. He was the only one wearing. He inspired a lot of cats to wear Kenny cloth bow ties. Kenny cloth across the shoulder type. With the scarves and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Cummerbunds. He inspired that. Even in his confusion, still dealing with Islam, he was inspiring us to be African.
That's right.
And he was the only one that was saying, in the name of, you think you're finna say, in the name of Allah. But he said, in the name of Ra, in the name of ISIS, in the name of Jehudi. He's saying all that. In the name of Shango. I saw that man mention Shango. I didn't know at the time, though, who Shango really was. But I'm like, who is the Shango? Let me learn more. Let me, Ashun. He mentioning these names.
Right.
Then he mentioned Allah at the end.
Right.
Notice that, right? Just look up some of his stuff. Like, So he caught my attention on that because he was talking about African deities. And then when we find out that he was dealing with people in African tradition, we were related. Then that elation was short-lived because we found out it's because of these people's lack of nationalism, partially, that he's dead.
Right.
Because he was dealing with people that were dealing with Wande Abimbola, who is, was a great hero of a lot of people in Isheshe. And so if anybody else look at this, let's clarify some terminology.
Okay.
Right? Because this may not be just for internal use. Right? Isheshe is so-called Yoruba tradition. Right?
Right.
All right, so we clear on that. So that's where you say Ifa, Shango, Olodumare, you hear those terms. Right? So this is for the people that may be watching this. So he, like me, like us, he thought he had come home. Like, oh, yeah, let me get deeper into this. And then they told him, they said, hey man, you need to get initiated to Ogun. He was like, yeah, I feel Ogun. Alright, you need to get initiated and wear white for a year and not, you have to be quiet. You can't say anything. Khalid Mohamed was like, I'm going to be quiet with all this suffering going on with my people.
Right.
He did not know, very similar to our experience, he was dealing with some people that he shouldn't have been dealing with. He was naive, just like we were.
Sure.
He was like, well, it's an African tradition. I'm dealing with African people. You know what I'm saying? One day Abimbola, he's from Yoruba land. It wasn't a Yoruba ISIS coda with him. It was, I'm dealing with African people. Bam, I know this can't be diluted. Very similar to, So, and then he found out. And then he refused their initiation. See, that part of the story ain't told.
Not at all.
Why they talking about, this woman supposed to have murdered him. She, come to think of it, she, according to certain reports, she could have did something better to get medical help to him.
Right.
But part of the reason our great warrior and potential healer and priest is past his Ikuda is because he ran to the wrong people.
Sure. So he, instead of him being properly trained and cultivated in African spirit science, he was exposed to the corruption of fraudulent
Right.
Priests and initiates in the so-called culture who
Right.
claimed to be legitimate.
Right.
And because he had the wherewithal to resist that,
Mm-hmm.
it contributed to his demise.
Right, because one of the things that we left out is that it was actually, he's supposed to have been initiated to Ogun. You know, some people get initiated for various reasons. Well, people get initiated for various reasons. And so part of him, part of why he was supposed to get initiated was to actually literally save his life from enemies, within and without. You know, in the house and outside the house, you know. Because he could not deal with the sellout in any form, he refused the initiation. And within a year he was gone.
Well, that's a pretty clear-cut case of the unfortunate nature of our condition as a people right now. And it also speaks to why Kabesi stripped those people over there.
They have no authority.
They have no stripped them of all authority.
Yeah. Any recognition of them has to come from Gunload.
Ashe.
Or anybody associated with Gunload or part of Gunload or whatever. Yeah.
Right. Because of certain traitorous acts like that, right, with our highly revered ancestors, right, and powerful leaders, and those that could have done a lot for our people.
Ashe.
So, Doctor.
Here's another part of the story though. The brother from Guyana, we won't mention his name, but he has a similar name to a certain chief that we have a lot of respect for. He was the one that brought him to Abimbola, right? Rumor has it that he was supposed to come to me. That's rumor. Man. Heard that from a couple of people. Don't know, because we never met Khalid Mohamed. But the rumor was, you know, he was supposed to eventually make his way to me. But they were trying to take him to the native Yoruba that really knew the culture.
Right, quote unquote.
Right. And so he went through a process that ended up in Iku. So we never met, never heard of each other. Well, of course I heard of him. I knew him. You know, I knew his teaching and was inspired by it. Who knows? He could have heard of me. Because the story is that he's supposed to have been like brought to Dambala New African Vodun ancestral art. That's what we had at the time. And found out that, oh, wait a minute. Is somebody in that tradition talking like me? I need to talk to them. You know how you talk. You know? That's the rumor.
It makes sense. I mean, very similar spirits.
But he never made it.
Never made it. That's another reason.
That's unfortunate.
It's tragic.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
And we have to thank our ancestors for allowing us to get to where we at and where we going. Because it didn't happen for Baba Khalid. And then the thing that Farrakhan did to him, Farrakhan, for y'all that, you know, like to call him that, you know, that didn't help. It helped. Okay, so what he did, what Farrakhan did, was push Baba Khalid Ibara Tarun more towards African tradition.
Right.
You know, but it also hurt him because, you know, of the preacher complex.
Hmm.
You know, Farrakhan said he need to sit down and he need to sit down. Like that's the same thing. He sit him down for the same thing that he said himself 10 years before, or 7 years before. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
The same thing. This Elijah Muhammad Malcolm thing.
I was going to say history repeating itself.
It's straight. I mean, direct.
Mm-hmm.
It's really no difference.
None whatsoever.
The same thing Elijah Muhammad was saying. He criticized and sat Malcolm down, Baba Omawale Ibarra Turun, for saying like, wait a minute, this is strange, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there it goes again, 30, 40 years later.
Right.
About 25, 30 years later.
Yeah.
And so
we kind of experienced it a little bit ourselves.
Right, most definitely.
A little bit, but not a little different.
It would have been interesting to see what Baba Khalid Ibarra Tarun what his Odu was. Mm-hmm. It would have been real interesting to see that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's the nature of the situation we're dealing with. So, yeah, interesting.